Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the Canyon, and welcome back to another installment of something that we haven't done before, because that's the way we like to mix things up round these parts. And here's what that is. Thanks to the kindness and benevolence, not to trend to the stereotypical, of our neighbors to the north, I've been sent tires to test and or review, or to paraphrase his words, to do with whatever I please. So it can't be a quick view. It can't be a junk view. I guess it's a rear view, because we're talking about a tire that I'm pretty sure you can't buy anymore. The Axial Rock Lizard 2.2, which harkens back to times past, to ye old days, as it's a 2.2. It is oddly wide, but at the same time, oddly... Oh, I only need one of you. Oddly short. Like, I mean, today we're going to remember to put it on the tire sizer, but like 485? There are no markings. They say Axial Rock Lizard. I have no idea what compound they are. For all I know, they predate R35. If I recall correctly, they were added to the A-Main. This is how I judge the age of something. They were added to the A-Main catalog in 2009, and now simply say below them, discontinued online. So I have no idea how long they were actually out before that. They are not overly thick. They are not overly firm. They are neither ribbed nor belted. They do not have a super prominent mounting lip. But all of this is meaningless, because unless you know somebody that already has these, you certainly cannot buy them. They must be tested on the included foam. Look at this foam. Like, it's ridiculous. This is a Proline Class 2 foam for 1.9. And then this is a 2.2 LP foam, what would come in like a Hyrax LP, or the size for a J Concepts LP, like a Tusk 2.2 LP, or roughly what comes in a 2.2 Canyon Trail. So it's grotesquely wide, but I guess the closest that I would be able to compare would be 2.2 Hot Bodies Rover, which are crazy wide. These aren't anywhere near as wide as the Hot Bodies, but not very tall. Like, I'm going to guess that this is sub 5 inches. The foam is also not the softest foam I've ever felt, but it's in the conversation. I don't know. I certainly wouldn't call it a medium. I don't even know if I would classify it as a medium soft. This just might be soft. And overstuffed to the point where... Also, yeah, we have issues here. In the rear view, we are obviously going to have issues, which are... The compound is not fresh as a daisy. So we don't know what kind of impact that is going to have. The foam is as old as the tire. We don't know what kind of impact that is going to have. But we are not one to let things go to waste. If we can find a use for something, we're going to find a use for it. These are, in terms of mounting difficulty, despite this being a wide 2.2, the technique that I have had to employ is, Susan can help out a little bit. You get the screw lined up, you push down as hard as you can to get a thread to start. They don't pop out, despite not having a prominent bead lock lip. The compound is not, it's not soft enough to start curling away. So once you get the threads started, they go together pretty easily. I didn't have any lip pops on the others, but like, also, what gives you issues in mounting generally, and by you I mean me, and by me I mean us, is the foam. Like, The lateral of this foam is, well, it's single stage open cell, so it's the same strength all the way. So as this is firmer, it's firmer this way too. So it kind of tries to push the lip out off of the beadlock ring. That is not an issue with these. Because the foam is so soft. And honestly, it's a shame that this tire has to be such a weird size, because many times we encounter tires that the carcass or some element of the construction of that tire is overly firm. Flat iron pops to mind. So you need a very soft insert. And our boy that tests tires above 5-inch is not heavy. So he's going to manage this really well. That is, it's on the 5-inch line. So these are indeed 5 inches tall, aka 127 millimeters, give or take. And width-wise, I'm going to say 56, which honestly is not that wide. To me, they just look very wide. The rim might have pulled it in a little. A 2.2 Canyon Trail is unmounted, is like 54. I think I have a mounted one around here. Nobody is going to come close to a 2.2 Rover. Yeah, they mount up about the same, about 54 wide. So we're talking 2 millimeters wider and a little bit shorter than a 2.2, a high trail Canyon Trail. Yella is our man who tests tires of this size. Why not? Day to day, he runs 2.2 Tusk LPs. There's one right behind me. This gentleman right here. So these are in the family. They are trading width for height. These are basically class 2, 1.9 wide, but in a 2.2. I don't know if I would want to trend so high as to say I have high hopes for these tires, but they look cool. Because we operate in a hobicle subset that is dominated by, as is the case in many other subsets of the RC hobby, whatever goes on in competition seems to drive what we're allowed to buy. So, aside, with exceptions like the Rover and the Rupture, which are ban list tires and are not allowed for competition, all the tires now are scale stuff primarily, despite the fact that it is my guesstimation that in terms of competition, people who actively compete in this is less than 10% of the hobby. That is the same in Go Fast stuff. So we're like, oh, race inspired. It's like, to make a 1-1 reference, James May of the Top Gear trio would always talk about how the worst thing he could see a company or manufacturer say about a car, it was like Nürburgring tested, Nürburgring approved or something. He goes, because it means the car is going to drive like crap. Because we don't all want a race car. So we have a lot of all the new tires. Look at all the new tires. What are all the new tires? They're all scale tires. They're Toyo this, or they're Yokohamas, or they're Mickey Thompsons, or they're all some version. And make crawling weird again. Bring us back Ruptures, Rovers, Rock Lizard. Look how good. I mean, I think those look great. We're going to score it. We're going to give it a rundown just as we would any other tire in a Crawler Canyon rear view. We are going to do the diligence, and we are going to test a tire that, to my knowledge, you can't get. Because why wouldn't we? Why not? It's a thing. And here they are. The Axial Rock Lizard. What a good-looking tire. I mean, honestly. And, yeah. This is why we can't have nice things, because they're gonna keep giving us. Okay, I don't want to complain too heavily or focus on any one individual, but open a tab in your browser for the Vanquish Falcon Wild Peak, and then next to that, open a tab of the Vanquish Yokohama Geolander. It's the same tire, man. They look almost identical. Just like most mid-size SUVs look identical, and most compact SUVs look identical, and most mid-size sedans look identical, they're called classes. But what we're doing is we're getting shrinkflated down until where we just have one class. Bring back weird tires, man. Bring back weird tires. Well, I mean, they might be terrible. I don't think they're going to be terrible. But the rocks will rethink it for all of us. And so we begin. It's a shame. These tires look great. I like the dimension of this tire. And we will never, well, never say never. We may never see the likes of it again, as the trend now is. I swear that the trend is to get Class 2 tires down to an inch wide. They want a 25 millimeter wide tire because they just keep getting skinnier and skinnier and skinnier and skinnier. The Canyon Trail or the Dirt Trek Showdown look absolutely chunky by comparison now. 35 millimeter outside is pretty much the way. Well, okay, I can't gloss over it too much. Could be the age, could be any number of things. I'm trying to get right here. There we go. They're definitely acting a little firm. We're not at like your typical Amazon, AliExpress, junk view level of firm. But they do not exhibit the most forward drive that we've seen. We're going down in height a little bit from his 5 1/4 to 5 inch. They're a little slippy. They're just I'm getting some slippiness again. Could be age. This is vintage stuff. In high school, there was a guy that, in the full embrace of the classic car that he and his father had rebuilt for him to drive, like bias ply tires. You get what I'm saying? Do y'all remember bias ply tires? So we're running a vintage tire here, and a vintage tire is going to behave a little more. The dig is not amazing. It's definitely not going to pull. Can we get on? Maybe it's a little more wheel speed? Nah, the wheel speed helps a little. Yeah, there's quite a bit of lug noise. The hope here is that as we progress forward, we'll get a little scrub into them, and maybe they'll, liven up a little bit. But we got to score where scoring is scored. We're doing quick view scoring because I don't know, there is no rear view scoring table. I would put that at like an 8.8. I don't know what. Here's the problem. Why am I laboring over it? You can't have these. You can't go down and buy them. So the score is whatever the score is. I feel like they're going to be good at something. And not saying that again, we can't give that same qualification that we would give to other tires, because this is a pretty brown banana. So I'm going to have to try to endeavor to focus on the shape, the capability, not of the compound and or age of the tire, but like the structure of the tire, the lug. There, it shows glimmers of genuine grip. They might be a little aged out. Oh, yeah, get the... Okay. I need to find a spot. They have They have too much grip for outright shenanigans. Sometimes we can get a spot right here where we get the belly hung up. Okay, we're getting a little Pomona Fairplex. Okay, maybe we're just kicking off the dust. Oh, okay. We will be able to revisit that Slick Rock score. Yes. Okay. They are responding to a little more wheel speed. I think that is age. Gotta go a little faster. Ooh, there's a spot right there. Yeah, come on. Burn them in. If I give any steering input to this, he gonna go. Like if we... Finding the stick spot. Oh, let me see. Oh, yeah. We're burning out. We're not doing magic. We can't magic back in. We can't magic the tires to be young again. Oh, but yep. I'm watching the surge. There is right there. Oh man, it's all compound. Or age. The lug is doing work right now. The more fresh edge I get on there, the better. I'm gonna go like a 9-1 on that. In their youth, I'm gonna say maybe like a 9-3, 9-4. Not knock you out of your chair stuff, but definitely better than many that we've tested. Yeah. Oh, I bet these were good. I bet in their heyday, these could have been a solid 93, 94 even. Again, compound. Axial, for whatever reason, seems to have not, like they're just, man, they've doubled and tripled. They've quintupled down on R35. It's fine. In terms of an OE, no, even in, like in terms of an OE compound, maybe the worst one of the big four. Element, I don't think has a name for their. Do they have a name for their compound? General Grabber in blank. I don't know. Traxxas X1, of course. I mean S1, of course. Vanquish with red. But like this tire can do. It can do the thing. I wanted to get back here more quickly. Oh, out of frame, but what a dance. What a dance of self-right. Okay. I wanted to see go real high. I want to see that slip again. Yeah, look at that rear end. That is way higher than we would ordinarily approach. We're just going to let him glide. Yeah, you can't say nothing about that. I'm going to go, honestly, it's probably the best it's going to do today. That's a 9.6. That's a really good side hill performance. Okay. I was vibrating. I was oscillating back and forth between a 9.5 and a 9.6. The 9.6 is written down, but it's dry erase. I want to come up real high across here. Yeah, there's no unload at all. The firm, aged compound, like a fine cheese or wine, paired with that very soft insert is doing some work. Oh, for them to be young, for them to be rejuvenated. Oh, I've got that rubber renew. These might be suitable for some renewal. Put some stick in them. Give them, it might be the last hurrah, but put some stick in them. The succulent, the massive outgrowth of succulent that we've got on the ground, the little ground cover is still damp with the morning dew. So we're going to see how that impacts with the wetness. Oh. Oh. You know what, Rock Lizard? I feel you, man. I feel you. To witness them in their youth. Do you remember your youth, Rock Lizard? I have fleeting, perhaps time-tinted recollections of my own. So, I wonder, sir, if you are the same way. Oh, that was so good. Oh. They re everything. Axial. Would you kindly re the tires of yore? Bring them back. Limited edition, I don't care. Let me get new Rock Lizards. Oh, that's a good line out there on that. Look at that rear. It's got some push. It's pushing up. Oh, let me get into that. Let me get into the lug noise pavilion. Oh, they're just a little too firm. But with some speed, honestly, I would put this. I don't know if this predates R35. The blurb of description for these is like 2 sentences. I would put this compound right below the old, now discontinued Traxxas RTR compound. What used to come on the Defenders and whatnot. This is just below that. You give it a little wheel, you give it a little sauce, and she go. I think the lug noise is all age-based. Yeah. It's not a full condition of I can place it and plant it where I want. I gotta manipulate a little bit. So I'm trying to modify the scoring eye to you've fitted a. You have let's say that Yella is a 2020. What have you, whatever he is. We fitted him with tires from 1965. It's like you've put tires from a classic Mustang on your new Mustang. Be prepared for inherent limitations. That said, let me see. Oh, they descend great. I would go so far as to 9.2. I would 9.2 that. They're getting better. They're getting better. But they're not, the rocks ain't magic. They can't make them young again. Oh, it's so true for all of us. I'm going to try to keep some on the tire so that you can get a little view of it. So notice the sticky dirts on the tire. The sticky dirt is only on the very center row of lugs. So he's not deflecting the tire. He's really gliding on these tires. I think, there's no evidence of dry rot, cracking, splitting, anything like that. I think when these gassed out from whatever was a portion of their compound when they were young, they just got firm. It's there, It's when they come out to throw the first pitch at the baseball game, and it's the guy that retired 25 years ago, 30 years ago, and they come out and they throw out that first pitch, and the guy, without warming up, comes down out of the stands and just whips one in at like 85 miles an hour. You're like, he still got it. The Rock Lizard has still got it, but he's not hitting 98 mile an hour on the gun. Know what I'm saying? That is a very Americentric reference. They are incredibly stable, and what was it? 2 millimeters wider than a high trail. They are responsive, and there's definitely the feel in there where, what was the responsiveness? Let me see. Oh, too much dig. But that, come on, that set down. Do we have enough? Oh, rock lizard, that was good. Come across. Yeah, I like these. These are now a the tires that I've now driven for about, I don't know, 13 minutes. These are a sentimental favorite now. Ooh, is that gonna poke? I feel like that's gonna poke. Oh yeah. Could have had a, should have. I'm feeling it again. That honestly felt fantastic. We're gonna go generous on that. That's a 9.4. We're gonna 9.4 is getting up into the territory. We don't have a huge, insane scoring split yet. Oh, I am now very curious about wet. What does a really old tire do on wet ground? Pretty straightforward stuff here at Daphne's. We've got the hard side and the soft side. We come up here, we put this tire here. We turn back this way. Ooh. We come up this way, we put the tire here. We cut this way, we cut back. There it is. Oh. Well, they don't like this. They don't like this. Nobody's good at everything. That's not true. The Tusk LP is, the 2.2 Tusk LP is pretty much good at everything. Show me something. Show me something other than lug noise. See, here's the situation. Coming up this side of, it doesn't really respond to wheel speed. And these with their aged firmness, like a little more wheel speed. Nevertheless, that was right there. Now we will find out. Now, will we be able to pull this? Oh, you get a little oblique on that? That pulls up pretty nicely with very minimal lug chatter. You see that push there, though? Yeah. Indicative. All right. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. It's so soft. There's, oh. Man, a fire. Nobody's good at everything, but by the same token, no one is bad at everything. We can, if we really lay into it, we can get pretty high, even with that soft foam. But if you bump him just right, oh, little drop, yeah, right there. You got to drive to him. His natural bump is a little donkey. He's got a little kick to him, but very straight, very straight. Like, doesn't, that's a good bump. That's a good bump. Now, are we gonna get this straight roll to the top? That's, well, as was indicated by the side hill ability. Okay, I can't. Oh, buddy. Okay. If we get the flop, oh, I can't quite. I thought he might actually be able to get off the flat top, but I think I was hoping for magic. So we'll give him two opportunities. We'll give him a pretty typical here. That's just, and we're there. Okay, and then we'll do the, I don't know if this seems iffy or better. Oh, this is a flipping tire right here. I want to see if we can get one more, at least an attempt at an on natural. It's so, he won't go over. He will not go over. I can't flip him. It's just glued to the ground. This is the most, there it is. Oh, again. kind of trends him over to the roof. But, oh no, we'll just do it at the next one. And what that is you should be able to catch this guy. Oh, that was straight two. Yeah, he's just gonna do the one roll. That move. That's the move I'm talking about. If you see the rig going for lid, just give it some throttle and he's gonna snap and pop. We'll dive off. See the stability here. Nice. Yeah, it's just a perfect fall every time. And we've got a nice spacing on the lug. So like we come here on some nice, very hero dirty loam here. Yeah, it's not a problem. Big drop. Like it's not there. Just cruises down. We'll put I'll get a little more hoon. Okay, Daphne's third, easy, 9.2. Self-right is a 9.6 at least. Bump, I'm gonna go like a 9. It's a 9.4 because we have to make some considerations there. The bump, the controlled bump is very good, but if you put too much throttle into it, hey-oh, he gonna go. Now, these might be abjectly terrible when let's try this, right? These might be terrible after we get some nice soil in them and hit slick rock. But they're pretty good at this. I don't know. It's a shame. It's not a high enough scoring tire. We're going to be lowish 90s here. That if this were the condition of it new, if this was a junk view of a tire from Amazon or AliExpress, I would be just flat out impressed by how good these are. Which is this not a damning statement on the case and condition of tires from Amazon and AliExpress, that tires that are potentially 15 years old from Axial are better than many. I'm trying to come to grips with the slick rock score from before and don't see how we're going to improve it now that these are, that's just so good on the self-right. Now that we're loaded up with mud a little bit, quite a bit actually. Again, this doesn't feel markedly worse than it did when we first got over here. Let me see if I can. I'm having a think thought. Stay. I would like that rear to slide down a little more without dig. Okay, need to introduce a little more throttle. Cut back. Nope, you wanted to grab, you've fallen too far, and now you can't get up. Yeah, these are real muddy. And oh, right there. They just don't have enough. That slide back is substantial-ish. Oh, show me. Don't fall back here. There it is. Okay. We have an idea. I'll let you in on it all at once. We're going to do a little bit of the sauce, just a little bit. It doesn't need to be much, because I have a notion. Again, when you talk about tires that don't have an excess of forward drive, which these, and I think for the umpteenth time, due to age, do not. The traction does not really fall off that much. I wanted to leave a little bit of a dry side. See if we can... No, even with the bump on. Yeah, see, you give it some sauce and you can catch it. Oh, you know what we've really got here? We've got something. We've definitely got something. One more shot. One more shot to get up. Just doesn't have it. Or, oh. Try that same cut here. Rear end should slide as much or maybe a little more. I just don't want to fall all the way back down. A little more throttle. Position. Okay. Yeah. Yes. This is a score, this is an end score that could go a point either way. I ended on a 92.8 cumulative for this, and I genuinely think we're talking somewhere between 94 and 95 if this is a fresh new compound. They suited him really well. I don't know if more weight was added, would that help the drive? Would that help forward drive? Or is it just going to take those points away from side hill, self-right, stuff that relies on more positionability? I think we landed in a good place at 92.8. What I did is I erased the 8.8 that he scored initially on Slick Rock, replaced that with a 9.1, and moved the 8.8 to his performance on wet. Because honestly, you could do it any number of other ways. You could just give them both 8.9s. The wet, and they are still well and truly loaded with mud. They don't seem to care, and that is something that we appear to be losing, because there are a lot of tires out there that are situationally specific. And I do like a tire that is more well-rounded. So we've got the 0.8 points, less than a point of variance between best and worst. Most of the scores were right in there in that 9192 range, which is how you get a 92.8. And what a shame that it is a tire that predates my experience with rock crawlers. So I got to miss out on the heyday of the Rock Lizard. There's better now, and there were probably better then. Like if this is directly up against a 2.2 Rover, oh, it's not close. It's not close. But the Rover looks even more cartoony than this. So it's a niche within a niche. So I'm perfectly comfortable with a 92.8 in a rear view, a classic view score. What could have been? So this is what we do. It doesn't matter if it's new or old, inexpensive or very expensive or anything in between. We're going to test it. We're going to test everything. The Axial Rock Lizard, discontinued online. Maybe they're still out there somewhere. If you've got a genuine LHS, if you've got a hobby shop that you go to, maybe there's a set in the in that clearance bin in the back with the bag all covered with dust. Give them a shot, man. You know. Sometimes we do just to do. Thanks for coming by the canyon for this one. I look forward to seeing you in the future. In between now and then, I do hope that you one and all do your very best to have a good one, everybody. We'll see you next time in the next one. The Rock Lizard is, it's pretty good. Is he getting his 2.2 tusks back? Well, yeah, but I certainly don't hate them. Not even a little.